go, team. It's time for the Daily Detangler. And let's talk about taking action. I want to talk a little bit about what I've learned about why action matters. Share a little bit about my journey and what I've learned about the difference between action and activity. And then talk about actions as they relate to driving change every single day. When you look at action, it's really an interesting discussion. And I think for me, I've seen this play out a lot. When you take a word, you isolate the word, and you ask, hey, what is action? And you get a lot of different answers. Pulling the definition is helpful. And I like this definition here. It's the process of doing, but it's not the process of doing random. It's the process of doing to achieve an aim. That aim, that achievement of that aim, when you think about what we're doing, how does that relate on a daily basis? How does that relate to you right now? You think about the work that we're doing and the foundation we're laying to create unified action across the team. When you think about the number of people on our change team within the change agency, aligning together to help our client be successful, Catalyst be successful. The alignment and effort that everybody puts in creates an outcome or a result or some sort of movement on a daily basis. And that aim implies shared purpose to me. And I think back to my military days where we spent a lot of time on understanding what the mission was and what we were supposed to be achieving and why we were doing it. And we asked ourselves the tough questions. And I remember one time giving a bit of a talk in front of my troops, basically. And I shared that, look, there's a lot that we face in the military, and it's way better to have the conversation with yourself and with your peers before the stuff hits the fan than in the heat of battle. So you need to think about these things and what does it mean to you and come to grips with it. That shared purpose and that collective understanding that we're all in it together, in the foxhole together, fighting productitis. That's an example of a shared vision coming to life in this idea of collective purpose and shared purpose. And then for me, when I think about the work I do and putting fingers on keyboard, asking myself, what am I producing and how is that going to help Catalyst? That's really important because I've been spending a lot of time not necessarily helping him, maybe increasing my own knowledge. And that's not necessarily helpful to the overall team in achieving an aim. So what's worked? Well, some of the things that have worked for me, and I've been doing Miyagi's for a long time. I just keep coming back for more. It's like this idea of continuing to work out. And I believe the brain is a muscle, and I know much like backward bike, this idea that you have to build the new synapses is critical. So the Miyagi's and the meeting prep and the role play and being put on the spot, it's way better to do this now. That's practice, if you will, than it is to do that, be stumped in front of a client. And I really, want to embrace the idea that the discussions we have as a team mirror the exact same discussions we would have with Catalyst present, or even the client, Catalyst client present. So that's really interesting to think about for me. Is what's worked are my actions, the things that I do, aligned to helping Catalyst be successful. One of the things that I've struggled with the most is this idea of understanding how to manage all the information, the complexity that productitis creates in the information node of our orchestration orb, right? How am I organizing the volume of emails? How am I organizing and retrieving all of the Zoom videos? Those types of things. And this gets to the essence of what we're doing. And if you think about it, it models productitis. And I think it's important to share with each other. And I'm certainly curious how we're all managing the information. Some of the things that have worked for me are Evernote, folders, also archiving the videos. And sometimes I get the videos transcribed in Otter and make the transcription so I can read it. So also, when you think about action, the action aligned to our mission of driving change, I see two buckets that I often have to think about. One is the get stuff done bucket, and the other one is figure stuff out bucket. To me, that's how I personalize Stratacution. The figuring stuff out is a creative space, but figuring stuff out from my own knowledge versus figuring out what to do to achieve the mission, two different things. Getting stuff done to achieve the outcome or the goal or help Catalyst be successful versus getting stuff done to build something for my own. Those are two different things. So on the left side, tactics, if you think about it, oftentimes translate to somebody asking me, hey, how's it going? Oh, I'm so busy, right? What would it look like if somebody said, hey, how's it going? And you're like, oh man, so productive. You should see the quality of the stuff the team's producing. It's just amazing. Try that and see what happens. Change the talk track a bit on blending tactics and strategy, bringing these things together to create the action that drives change. And the focus that Stratacution provides and this understanding of the actions we take to drive change really makes the mission possible. What is our mission? To fight productitis, to develop techniques, approaches, methods, services, solutions, products, consulting capabilities, platforms that bring go to customer to life and make go to customer actionable. At Mimecast, when you think about it, our mission is to help Catalyst be successful. That's how we personalize it, make it real, make it actionable. It's help him be successful. He's representing our whole entire team to them. And also he's having to map into the entire Mimecast company. Think about that complexity. Put yourself in those shoes and ask yourself, what would you do on a daily basis to represent 8 to 10 smart people and the vision there, but then also be the single point of contact for the entire Mimecast company with all the changes that they have going on. That's a lot to figure out, I imagine. So what this has to do for me is when we think about the principles and acting out the principles and engaging with the principles, it's about getting it right. To me, all the principles fall into this idea of taking action. You can action each one of these, but I tend to, for me personally, really struggle the most with when I put things into action, the idea of putting it into action for what purpose, and doing the tedious work and actioning that for the payout and seeing what happens. And getting things right today, given the VUCA world we operate within, really requires some time, and it's a iterative process. So I almost put it as trust the process. But I'm going to focus on, to me, the mission, the outcome, the result, the magnetic north, our compass of where we're trying to go. We're trying to get it right, not be right. So with that said, think about action today. What little actions can you take that over time add up to a bit of a change? Not the full change, but an incremental step towards change. How do you take action now? How would you action this? What are you actioning right now to help Catalyst be successful? So that's been today's Daily Detangler. I enjoyed building this one and putting it together and thinking through the different types of things that I stumble with. And look forward to hearing your thoughts on this and feedback. As always, check out dailydetangler.com, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.